Hey friends! This week I'm doing a video on LinkedIn and the importance of doing status updates. Here we go. So I'm going to show you a little bit about how you can do status updates on LinkedIn. You know, it's important. Connections on LinkedIn are just half the battle. Those are the people that you know and you've met and you're doing business with and all those things. But if you never say anything, if you are just one of those people that looks at everything and never says or does anything, you're missing a huge opportunity to stay top of mind with your friends and your referral partners and the people doing business with you. So I'm on the home page of my LinkedIn account right now. And you'll see at the very top that there's this idea of start a post. I'll talk about that in just a second because a lot of people will really start scrolling through their home feed. You can see here this update about Kristen Tyson. She has recently been promoted to market president of CrossFirst Bank of Kansas City. And one of the ways that I could interact with my audience on LinkedIn is by liking, commenting, or sharing this update with my network. So I could click like and choose one of these little emoji kind of things. I can click comment and type some text that will show up underneath the comments. And that's what that looks like, or comments like that. But I can also click share here. So if I click that share button, it will allow me to choose who I'm sharing as. If I drop this down, it will actually show other pages that I'm an administrator for, and I could share as Blue Gurus or any of my clients' LinkedIn company pages. But I'm going to leave that Jason Terry for now. And then you can also pick where you're going to share that. I almost always share with anyone that's connected to me or that's on my network on LinkedIn. If I click that, you can see you can also share to just connections only. But my recommendation typically is that you would just share with anyone. You don't need to worry so much about who's going to see it. So that's the first thing I do. Back. And then the next thing you can do is add your own spice to this update. Congratulations to my good friend Kristen at CrossFirst on this great promotion. That kind of a thing, right? And then I could click post. I could add hashtags, congratulations, promotion, that kind of thing. And then this will, if I click this post button, will then be posted to my home feed. And it's not pushed to people. It's not interruption marketing. They will see that if they are on LinkedIn, they might see that in their home feed the next time they're on LinkedIn. So for example, I'll close that and I'm going to discard this draft. But if I go back to my home page again, it'll probably refresh. And now I've got more updates. Here's something from Mick, one of his Mickology posts. And so again, you can like, comment, and share these kinds of things. Another thing that I teach sales teams how to do, because they don't want to create a ton of content, or they're typically not sure what they want to talk about, especially if they have compliance issues at their organization. One of the things I will teach people is actually go over to the company page on LinkedIn. So this is my company page, the Blue Gurus company page on LinkedIn. And I could simply pretend this was your company page. Your marketing department should be putting status updates on LinkedIn every week. And you can come like, comment, and share these status updates to your network as well. These are really good if your marketing department is putting up case studies. Obviously, those messages have been approved by compliance. And so these are the great things that you can share with your network that have already come from marketing at your company. So I'm going to discard that one. And then the little bit more advanced idea is if you are truly active on LinkedIn and sharing real content that you're coming up with, that's what I think is the most powerful. And let me walk you through what that looks like. So this is my website. This is my blog. I'm going to click back on the home page, and it's rotating through my most recent blog posts. And that most recent blog post on June 15th, 2020 was finally GoPro has some competition. The DJI Osmo action camera. And this is whole story and recommendations on how to get it fairly inexpensively. It's on sale and all this great stuff. So the reason I'm bringing you here is not to show off the Blue Gurus website or talk about Blue Gurus, but it's to grab this URL. I need a URL. Up here in the title, I'm clicking up here in the URL and copying that, which is Control-C, and lots of other ways you can copy it. But then I go over to LinkedIn. And now I'm going to focus on this thing I kind of talked about at the very beginning of the start a post area. The thing you want to do is then click start a post. I will point out you can upload an image, you can upload a video. My good friend Ken Bramble has been doing a lot of those lately. You can also upload documents, and those are other things you can play around with. But let's stay with the basics. Let's start a simple post. So I'm going to click that. And again, this is a very familiar interface because I've shown it on different ways you'd like, comment, and share other people's posts on LinkedIn. So this is who I'm posting as, and this is who I'm posting to. We're going to go with anyone. And so the first thing I'm going to say is, hey, check out my recent blog post about the DJI Osmo Action Camera. And here's where it's important to have that URL copied, because I think whenever you do a status update on LinkedIn, you kind of want to give them a link to check out more information about the topic, whether that's a link to the blog on your website or a link to a news article in the Business Journal or a client's website, whatever you're talking about. I think it's really, really important, and it definitely improves the odds of your post getting looked at, because LinkedIn does something very interesting when you put in a URL. I'm going to do that here in just a second, but once I paste the URL in to this dialog, LinkedIn behind the scenes is going to go out to that URL, whatever website it's pointing to, and try to grab a featured image and a blurb about the text that's on that page. And that's very helpful in dressing up the status update and making it look like what you're used to seeing on status updates on your home feed. So I'm going to hit Control V to paste that status update URL to my blog in here. Boop. So there is the URL, and notice it's loading a preview down here, right? And I could add hashtags or other things like that if I wanted to. Hey, check out my recent blog post about the DJI Osmo Action Camera. Here's a link to it. And then I can click post. I'm not going to, well, should I do that? I can delete it. I'll click post. So here it is right now. Hey, check out my recent blog, blah, blah, blah. That's what it looks like. And then when they see that in their home feed, they can click that and go to the blog. It's as simple as that. Let me delete this really quick. Delete post, delete. So the point of that is, think back to what we started with. You're doing all this work to make connections on LinkedIn. You're fleshing out the network you have in the city over time by connecting to people on LinkedIn as you meet them for coffees and do business with them, and people that you've gone to school with. You're just getting your network, completely filled out, that cloud of relationships you have. But that's only half the battle. If you never say anything on LinkedIn, it's like you handed them a business card and they put it in their dusty pile of other business cards on their shelf. And if they never see you at the coffee shop or a networking event or something like that, you're out of sight, out of mind. But on LinkedIn, if you're connected to people and you do status updates on a regular basis, like I'm showing you today, you will very much stay top of mind with people. I have countless stories of people that have come out of the woodwork years after I've connected with them on LinkedIn. And in those years in between, we've not had any contact. But 2 or 3 years later, I'll get a referral from somebody to a client or a person that needs help with LinkedIn or a new website, or they need help with blogging, the stuff that we do. And that's the whole power of this, is that you want to be top of mind with people all the time. Oh yeah, there's Jason again talking about technology or LinkedIn or just culture, culture thinking, because I'm a big fan about culture at companies, all the stuff that I put out trying to help people. You will establish a top of mindedness with all the people that you're connected to on LinkedIn. I hope that's convinced you to do more status updates on LinkedIn. And if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe on the channel. It'll help me out a lot. Thanks and have a great day.